Hey folks, it's J-Fi here, Side of Surf Report, our special edition week of 1 year later. We're going to do something a little bit different today. What are we going to do, Jess?
Well, Jason, I'm going to interview you this time.
What?
So, starting out, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, I'm J-Fi, right? That nickname was given to me by the folks at Friendship years ago. I'm originally from Columbus. I grew up in Worthington, but left back in 1991. How old were you then? 1 year old. Jess was 1 year old. Left in 1991, spent 5 years in the U.S. Navy as a medic in a helicopter squadron, then spent about 10 years as a firefighter paramedic down in South Carolina, then moved out to Colorado. That's kind of where I found CrossFit. Colorado's a very active state. A lot of people doing stuff, and then the fire service out there. Everybody's doing all these crazy things with rings and all these sort of things and kettlebells, and so I got a kettlebell and started doing some stuff on the side. This is probably about 2008. I was working with fire departments, doing a lot of training out there, and a gym opened up and near my house, and so I joined a CrossFit gym and kind of fell in love with that. Fast forward to 2011, I think, right? I moved back to this fine city of Columbus and started working out up at Friendship. Had my level one, got my level one, and then started doing a little coaching there when I wasn't busy traveling. I traveled the world as a government contractor, spent 50 or 60 days a year in Europe and the Middle East, a bunch of time in the United States, but 150 hotel nights. And for those of you that travel, you know that that's a lot of traveling. And so I said, you know what, I had an opportunity and said, I have this idea. And there's a lot of other things that went into that, but I kind of decided to open up Scioto 8 years ago this summer. And we've obviously gone through a bunch of iterations, opened up CrossFit Worthington, sold CrossFit Worthington, moved the gym here. We had the strength lab, closed the strength lab at the start of COVID about a year ago now. And so obviously enjoy fitness. But I'm also the coordinator for our club lacrosse team, a master's team, 35 and older guys in the Columbus area, mostly up in the north end, Powell, Lewis Center area, Worthington, that sort of thing. I also enjoy rucking, right? We know that, ruck club, and Wednesday night, hope you came this week. And bunch of that stuff. So that's kind of a little bit about, kind of what I enjoy. I also like craft beer, Buckeye Beer Report every week. Check it out if you're looking for some low carb, low cal, or low ABV beers. But craft beer nerd, if you will. So that's kind of a little bit about me.
Just a little bit.
No, I mean, when you
the abbreviated version.
Well, I mean, when you have years of experience,
for sure,
you have years of experience.
So, how did you handle having this past year with COVID, owning a gym, the lockdowns? How did you handle that?
Well, gosh, everything went very fast. If we remember a year ago, we had the Arnold. We knew that something was going on because they obviously canceled the spectator stuff at the Arnold, the festival, and all that sort of thing. So me and Mr. Giannetti, we were really talking about it. We were kind of brainstorming, and we kind of saw the writing from the end of what was the Arnold that week. We knew something was going to happen. And what people don't realize is you and I had been talking in the background, and we had kind of really been thinking, like, what are we going to do? We talking to a lot of gym owners. And if you remember correctly, right, on that Monday morning, we came in and, kind of decided, right, that, hey, we're going to do the right thing. We're going to close, and we're going to close for 2 weeks, wasn't it? Yeah, 2 weeks. And we'll just do the right thing, let this settle down, and then we'll open back up. And we know what happened after that. That after we decided to close on our own, right, the governor shut everything down, and we were closed for 10 weeks. And, what was important about that time, I think, is to stay active. I stayed active, and because it was March, right, the weather was turning, it was the springtime, just like it is right now. We were already doing the Ruck Club Wednesday nights, and so we added in switched it to Tuesday and Thursday, or sometimes Monday and Wednesday, whatever worked with the weather that week, and we got active, right, and we stayed active. And I came in here and we did a bunch of work in here, put some stuff up there, did some stuff in the gym here, to make sure that it was going to be a safe environment when we did get to the chance to open. But, just trying to stay active, and I think it was getting outside and all that sort of thing that really helped.
So we have quite a few members that have chosen still to work out at home, or even maybe not a member of ours. What would you say to the people that still might not be ready to come back into a gym, or maybe are interested in coming back into a gym but doesn't know how to get started with that?
Well, I think there's a lot of things, and it goes back to what I was talking about. It's just getting active, right? Just being active. I like rucking or walking just because you don't necessarily need a bunch of equipment. It gets you active. But what we found, right, is the accountability of getting somebody to do it with you. Maybe if you're not in a gym right now and you're unsure about coming back, it's finding that friend to go do it with you and have some personal accountability with that friend. I just did a rucking event this last weekend, and it was every 4 hours, right? So we had a 11 p.m., 3 a.m., and 7 a.m. Well, that 3 a.m. slot, you don't want to wake up at 3 a.m., right? Especially you've only had about an hour and a half, 2 hours of sleep. And I had reached out to a friend, and I said, hey, do you want to do this with me? Just this 3 a.m. slot. And he said, absolutely. And we set a time, set a place, and all that sort of thing. I show up. He roped in another friend of his. And so we had 3 folks. And there was that accountability that, you push and you wake up. And, it's why you do things. And so it's no different in the gym here when you say, hey, let's come to the 7 a.m. class. And you're like, man, I can sleep in this morning. But you know what? Your friends come and you want to do it with your friends. This is a community type thing. So it's really cool. So that's how it worked. So,
cool.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, thanks for letting me interview you. Is there anything else you want to add or mention to our fan club out there?
No, I think we're all good. Surf's up. Have a great day, folks.
Awesome.